at home working with them. They all love it. Me and Chewy are together 24/7.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
DINOVITE.com.
Officials say over 1.5 million children have fled Ukraine during the Russian invasion. The UN Children's Fund issued that estimate and is warning the massive displacement of refugees could lead to a significant spike in human trafficking. UNICEF said between February 24th and March 7th, over 500 unaccompanied minors were found fleeing into Romania. New research shows a big jump in alcohol-related deaths in the United States during the first year of the coronavirus pandemic. A study from the Journal of the American Medical Association says from 2019 to 2020, the death toll in that category rose over 25%. On average, that rate has been at just over 2%.
Morning, everybody.
Look at this.
Where
the line starts.
Unfortunate, but also not surprising, since people tend to drink more when they're under more stress. Half of the Sweet 16 field is set in the NCAA tournament. The biggest surprise Saturday saw Cinderella and 15 seed St. Peter's advance with a 70-60 win over 7th seed Murray State. The Peacocks are just the third 15th seed ever to reach the Sweet 16. Elsewhere, North Carolina took down defending national champion and top seed.
That's the segue into the Hindenburg.
Fellow top seed Gonzaga rallied to beat Memphis by.
Can you read that later?
If I have time to do so, yes.
Well, it's not that bad. It'll take you like a minute. It's only the one with the line, and then I could segue into what I want to talk about.
Because I
have
some things.
All right, then maybe next week. I don't know.
Because I have some things, but
then what I was going to talk about, I got the axe because I kind of need to read that.
Bank 8, find 305.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the
We'll
views
see.
of
I have a couple things.
Well, whatever. Let's see how we do. But
Yeah.
what I wanted to talk about.
I know.
I'm telling you what I want to talk about. You don't know.
We can. I mean, I'm just saying that.
You don't know, Joey. I'm telling you. You don't know. I didn't tell you.
Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleborough and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleborough Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleborough news, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
Good morning. Welcome to Middleborough in Review. It is the 20th of March, 2022, and I'm going to turn all the mics up here and say good morning to Dawn. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not
Busy over there. You seem to be like busy over there.
Yes.
Trying to get your
printing
attention. He's like,
stuff out today.
Oh,
yeah,
boy,
so
he's looking at me. And
printing out a few things today.
He doesn't want nothing to do with what I have
prior
to
to the show. So
right, okay.
little bit busy this
Yeah,
morning getting ready for the show today.
I'll make an appointment so I can talk to you. How's that sound? All
anyway, weather outside. It is 46 degrees outside our Taunton Federal Credit Union studios here at 14 Church Green. It is 46 degrees and foggy outside. A high of 65 today, so it's supposed to be nice out today. It will be cloudy, but no rain, so that would be good. 57 tomorrow, sunny skies. 37 for the low tomorrow night, and 40 for the low tonight. Middleborough, 47 degrees, foggy, 65 for the high, 40 for the low. Monday, sunny, 57 degrees, low of 36. Driscoll, Texas, 48 degrees, a high of 80 today, and cloudy skies, and Monday, 84 with a low of 63. Driscoll, North Dakota, 35 degrees currently, 58 for the high today, 34 for the low. Tomorrow, rain and snow in the forecast, 44 degrees, 27 for the low, and that is in Driscoll, North Dakota.
I think if you're heading out this morning, it's a bit foggy out there. So be a little careful when you head out. If you had to head out this morning for church or wherever you're doing Sunday morning. Thompson Street was pretty fogged in. It was very choppy. So just be careful. Go a little slower. The main road, 44 wasn't bad, but I'd say the secondary roads, the side roads, just take it easy until this fog all burns off later on.
All right, sounds like a good thing to do.
Well,
definitely, you don't want to be out there if it is overly foggy. It's not that foggy, but it is a little.
It was foggy.
A little foggy.
I thought it was foggy on 105.
It is a little foggy.
On Thompson Street.
It's a little foggy.
No,
yeah.
It's a lot foggy.
Well, I mean, I can still see it. I'm just saying, just be a little bit more cautious this morning.
Because it's foggy.
Yes, it is. It's foggy. All right. Don, how was your week this week?
It was all right.
That's good. that's good. So
nothing to report. I don't know. What do you want to? What do you want from me? I was trying to talk to you earlier. You want nothing to do.
I have no idea.
Nothing
I have no idea what I want.
And now you want to talk to me. Now you want to be my friend. I don't get it.
So Don,
yes, sir.
We were listening to the Guess Who this morning.
Yeah. The Guess Who. No Time. I think a lot of people know that song. And No Sugar Tonight.
Yeah.
Canadian band. And then Bachman Turner Overdrive came from the Guess Who later on in the 70s.
Yeah.
So I always liked the Guess Who. I always thought they were just right for me. Not too loud, not too soft.
Mm.
You know?
Yes, and Bachman Turner Overdrive definitely cranked up the ampage a little bit in the 70s, but
a little bit. I played Let It Ride on that song last night.
Yeah.
You know.
So those two bands are Canadian classics. Definitely something to check out, and that is a part of our music recommendation this morning.
Well, that's what we listened to this morning.
It's what we listened to this
morning.
morning.
And a little bit of Kiss.
And Kiss, yes. A little bit of Kiss. Songs like Psycho Circus, Heaven's on Fire. Good songs from Kiss. I'm not a huge Kiss fan, but there's some Kiss that I enjoy. Stutter is another good one.
The funny about Kiss is they've been
Strutter.
around.
Strutter, not Stutter.
They've been around so long. They've been around so long. They've been around since like 73, I think 1974. Mm-hmm. And I think technically they're still out there as a band. So, I mean, you're talking 74 to 14, you know, to 2022. You know, they could be going on 50 years pretty soon if they're still around in 2 years.
What, Kiss?
Yeah.
They're technically still around with their tour. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure, you know, like you said, we really haven't been on the Kiss bandwagon, so I'm not sure what albums they put out. But
they haven't put out an album in quite a while.
And they've had a lot of different lineups, but all the original members are still alive.
Yeah. So if they ever wanted to do one more album with all the original members, they could do so.
Yeah.
I kind of doubt that.
No, you never know.
You never know, but
the Rolling Stones.
I do doubt
the Rolling Stones are still out there. So
yeah. I do. I don't know. I don't know.
And you're gonna see a slew of all these oldies bands touring. I know Frankie Valli's touring.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting that on my phone. I'm getting little commercials from Frankie Valli. He's gonna be maybe with the Four Seasons. I don't know, but he popped up on my phone. Frankie Valli.
Frankie Valli has done a lot of stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
He's done a lot of stuff, but not just music. Not just music. He's done movies. I'm sure he's done TV shows.
Well, he was on The Sopranos.
Yes, he was on The Sopranos.
All right,
so yeah.
It's good to see these bands all popping up because everyone was just cabin fever with the lockdowns for two years, and people want to get out. They want to see music. They want to see live music. They want to get out and do their thing, and music is a big part of people's lives. They need it. And live music. What's better than live music, right?
Nothing's better.
Yeah, we've seen Hot Tuna live a few times.
Live music is great.
Yeah, and I think Hot Tuna is going to be touring, and all these other bands that we like. So I think Gordon for Lightfoot's still touring out there too.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm sure he is.
There's still a lot of. So I mean, these artists aren't getting any younger. So if you always if you wanted to see Gordon Lightfoot or you wanted to see somebody, try to check them out as soon as you can if they come around this year.
Especially Kiss, they're on their retirement tour, and for the people on the Facebook, I put it in quotations. With these bands, you never know, because it's the same thing that the Scorpions did.
No, the Who. The Who had like 18 retirement
Yes,
tours.
and it's the same thing the Scorpions did, though, too. They did a retirement album. They said they were going to be done, and about a year later, they were back.
You know who did the true retirement album and retired? Was Rush. 2012.
Yep. Yep.
All right, they came out
You're
with...
right.
Yeah, they came out with... they came out with the last album, and that was it. The band said, we're done. This is it. I think it was 38 years at that point in time. 2012.
Yep.
And they had enough because we don't want to be a band that it just falls apart.
It's kind of interesting that they retired in 2012 because they have a song called 2112. So kind of interesting that they retired in 2012.
Right.
Yeah.
So. Right.
All right, so that is our music recommendations for today.
That could put me in a good mood.
So we have a lot going on. Today is the second out of 2 days for the cable auction. Cable auction is taking place this weekend. Took place yesterday, and it will take place today. So definitely tune in.
Was that the Mapcam Studios?
The Mapcam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Studios, yep.
Yes, and so tune in to the local channels. For Verizon, it's 33, 34, and 35. I don't have Comcast, the channels with me at the moment, but I know for Verizon it is 33, 34, and 35 that will have those. Or 34 and 35. I don't know if 33 has it. Yeah, I think they will. That 33 is the educational channel. I think they'll have it. Yeah,
MET,
they'll have it as well. I'm pretty sure they'll have it as well because MET does help with that.
Is that a bill?
Or they have helped with that in the past.
Is that a bill? Is he still running TV Pro? Do you know?
I am not certain. I'm sure he is.
He was a great teacher. He was great. You really liked him. You really looked up to him.
Yes.
It's funny how you have teachers and you have so much respect for them. And I think I've said this before. I'm like a broken record, but if you're proud of your son, you're proud of your son. You're talking about the cable auction, and I think one of the first times you did it was 2017. You were still, March, you were still in high school. And you could have done it for Karen, for MatCam, because technically you were working for MatCam. But you decided to do it for the school. So you were under the flag of MET. Yes. Yes, so I'm sitting there, I'm watching, and I'm looking at Adam Pelletier talking to Karen. And they're just sitting there, whatever. And I'm saying, well, this is Joey's boss, the teacher and boss sitting next to each other. And he could have went any route. Yep. He could have got paid, but I think Adam asked you to do the sound, right? And you wanted to do the sound, which I thought was a great. You would have got paid for MadCam, but it's not all about the money. It's just he asked you to do it, and it's funny because you could have planted both flags. So I'm looking at that. I says he could have been on any camera there.
Yeah.
So and you were 17. You were 17 years old. So. Oh, by the way, that album, that last Rush album was Clockwork Angels. That was the last album.
Did that come out in 2012?
2012, okay.
Yeah.
I think they toured too, though. So I'm not sure if they were done.
I think it was probably 2013 when they were touring.
That was 2014 or whatever. Maybe 2014. I think they did 40 years.
Okay.
So then I'm thinking back in my memory bank.
But their last album was 2012.
2012, right.
Yes.
So I think they toured, so they got 40 years. They had a 40th year, I'm pretty sure a 40th year concert. So they were out there 40 years. But that's one of the best Rush albums out there. It's called Clockwork Angels.
Yeah.
It is.
There's
a song called The Garden, which is the most beautiful song I've ever heard. I've ever heard. If you're not a Rush fan, that's fine, whatever. A lot of people lost it with Rush. Like my brother, he liked Rush up to singles or moving pictures. I'm talking all the My brother's 57. He's got a couple
Moving Pictures is a classic album.
That
it's
is
not a bad song. On
No, it's not a bad. I think that was their most popular album.
But there's some good albums after that. Grace Under Pressure is a good album.
Plenty of good albums, and the writing of Neil Peart is unbelievable because he talks about everything that is going on in life. I mean, it's you go back and you read all his if you don't like rock at all, go back and read all his lyrics of Rush lyrics.
Yeah.
Start from Fly By Night all the way up to Clockwork Angels.
There is a song.
You'll be amazed the writing material.
Yeah, there is a song on Grace Under Pressure called Red Sector A. Definitely go read the lyrics to that one.
Well, it's a true story.
It's a true story as well, yes.
Yeah, because
the lyrics to that song, it's a true story.
Right. Geddy Lee's mother and father were survivors. They met each other in a camp in Germany. And it's funny how such a talent was so lucky to be here alive, be able to put music out. So I always look at Rush, and I always think they're so special. Their music's so special to me, and there's got to be backing behind it. It's always a backing or a reason why you love something so much, especially when it comes to music.
Yeah.
And that was the gift. There was the gift of life on Geddy Lee's part and the rest of the band, too.
Yeah. All right, 7:22 a.m. We are going to take a quick commercial break. You're listening to Middleborough in Review on 1530 a.m., 99.7 FM. We'll be right back here on the March 20th edition of Middleborough in Review. All right. I think the Comcast channels are 20, 94, and 95, but I'm not certain. I looked that up. For Comcast local stations for the Middleborough local station for the auction today.
You gotta find Grandpa his cable. You gotta get his cable hooked up.
Yeah.
To save him some money. You can do it. Listen, you know me.
Yeah.
Special, Which one has the mouth? Oh, it's labeled. Oh, really? Which one? What's that say? I don't hear it labeled. It's on the menu. I didn't bring my glasses. I can't see. It's on the menu. I hate that. Just tell me. Don't you know the menu? You can work here 10 minutes? It's on the menu. Really? Where? I can't read.
To learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support, please visit
Bill texted me. 2112 best. Fuck. Yeah. Alright.
We're just having fun here on the Middleborough Review show.
Yeah. I gotta chime in on that. You'll let me chime in when we get back on the air.
Okay. Sounds good.
Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 9 on AM 1530 and 99.7 FM WVBF, your hometown radio station.
Okay. What was I gonna look up? Oh yeah. Green line.
Sometimes they open them early. They say Monday, and then they decide they open it on a Sunday. I don't know why they wouldn't open it on a Sunday.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495.
No. I guess there will be like a... I can still play this because it's still in. Green line extension ticketing process requires MBTA tutorial. Okay. I don't know what that means. whatever.
What's that mean? They gotta machines aren't ready, so they gotta bump up the. You still got the date of tomorrow or what?
Yeah, tomorrow.
They should just let people ride for
I don't
free
know.
for a little bit.
I don't know what it means. I'm
I'm not gonna say anything.
shrugging my
I'm
shoulders.
not gonna say anything about Bill. Let's move on.
And we're back here on Middleborough in review. It is the 20th of March. Tomorrow, the Green Line opens. So the first part of the Green Line will open tomorrow afternoon. There are some things that have to be done in the morning. The ribbon cutting ceremony that they do.
I assume that, right?
Well, you assume that there's going to be a ribbon cutting ceremony.
think so.
I would think there would be.
Yep.
And then there's some other things that they gotta troubleshoot as well. One of the articles says that the ticketing process for the Green Line extension requires a tutorial from the MBTA. So that's probably something that they want to also troubleshoot as well. But it opens on March 21st. So that's coming up very shortly. That's
And
tomorrow.
right, and that's also Science Park and Leechmere will be opening too. So
Yep.
they had those stations down from North Station, and they were running shuttle buses from North Station to Leechmere for a while, a couple of years anyway. So
And also, when both of the branches of the Green Line extension open, 80% of Somerville's population will be within walking distance of a rail station, which is huge. That is a huge. That's a huge deal.
you want to get those buses off the roads. There you go. There's the trolley for you.
So Union Square will be open tomorrow. Also, Leechmere will be open tomorrow as well. And the rest of the Green Line will be open possibly by May. I say possibly because that may get pushed back.
They say anything about Science Park because I'm assuming they got to open that too.
I'm not sure.
Be a Science Park.
Yeah,
Leechmere.
probably.
Yeah,
Because
the three of them open up.
the whole thing will be open sometime during the late spring or early summer. So
Nice.
that's what they're thinking right now. Again, that date might get pushed back a little bit because there was delays, pandemic related as well. So that's coming up. So that's exciting for the Somerville area and
I wish I had the day off tomorrow.
the Green Line area.
Because I'd take the Green Line, ride the Green Line to Somerville, to Union, and I'll go get some lunch there. Because they got a lot of nice restaurants in Union Square.
Mm.
And have some lunch, walk around, and take the tea back. Not many people have discovered Union Square in Somerville because people don't think about taking buses. Oh, let's go check out David. Like I said, Davis Square, really got popular when the Red Line opened up in the 80s when they had the extension. They had Porter, Davis, Elwife from Harvard. So yeah, it's gonna really help Davis. It's really gonna help Union Square, Somerville, and because that's a little area, and I'm sure the retail and this food and all the restaurants gonna do well.
So that's going to be exciting.
That's huge.
That's going to be exciting for Somerville and also the towns and the areas along the Green Line. Another thing that's exciting is some updates for some South Coast Rail. There was an update at the beginning of the month saying that the South Coast Rail project was 20% done. And that's a big deal right there as well. That's a huge deal. That the South Coast Rail project is 20% done. It is still on time as well, and it is on budget. Or I think it's a little under budget. So that is a big deal. That update, the beginning of the month. So, again, if we have any more updates for South Coast Rail in the coming weeks, we will definitely tell you about it as well. And so, yeah, Don, thoughts?
I believe the South Coast Rail, the purple line, on the purple line, I believe the South Coast, this particular route, this alignment, will service 4 major cities on one route. There's really not, other than the Worcester line, which services Framingham, that's 2 cities. They don't got 4 for the price of 1. So you have Brockton, you have Taunton, you have Bedford, and you have Fall River.
Yep.
And all stops in between. So I just hope they think outside the box as far as that line, because a lot of people are going to be looking to go back and forth. Like you'd be able to jump on a train in Brockton and come to Taunton, but it's got to be on the outskirts. It's going to be in East Taunton. So I assume that Gatra is going to be having some shuttle buses, maybe. You assume? What do you think? They'd have shuttle buses.
I would assume so.
To the Green, to downtown Taunton.
Yep, I would assume so.
You'd hope so.
Yeah.
And I think it should be more like a loop, meaning a dedicated bus that's going to take you here, do a loop, and come back.
Yeah.
Every time. Not this big route through the whole town. Just, you need a quick connection from East Taunton to the downtown Taunton area. The business district.
Yes.
Period. Okay? So I hope they have that. People identify more with links, extensions. I talked about a couple weeks ago about that. And another thing too, just not to take up too much time, and I will not take, because you've got the microphone, you can turn me right down when you want. There's a short line, Fall River Railroad, coming from Braintree to the Quincy Shipyard. They run tankers for a place called Twin Rivers Technologies, and there used to be a water shuttle at the Quincy Shipyard. It used to be, but now they just store the boats there now, and they run out of Hingham. I think it would be an idea to run commuter rail trains right to that facility and open up the shuttle boat from Quincy and have a couple trains a day using that short line from the Braintree area. Mm-hmm. It's just, I think, in a way, and then run those boats up to the North Shore. Because I have a friend who lives in Hull and commutes from Hull to Medford. Mm-hmm. It's a nightmare. Person's thinking about getting another job, hates the commute. The ride in is bad, the ride home's a nightmare. So if there was a boat that could go from Hull, Hingham, Quincy, okay, Boston, maybe South Boston.
Because I know they
Everett.
Yep.
And then up to Lynn.
Yep.
And there's a big loop, and have these boats just doing a big loop, because there's a lot of people who work up and around the Malden area,
yep.
up near Wellington, up near
for the
casino, up that whole area.
For the the boating, the boat aspect of it, didn't they did some cuts to it as well?
Well, the pandemic.
I think the Hull line.
No, the Hull. I think Hull's it's still there.
Did they do it?
No, not that I know. I don't know. I know.
I heard something about that.
I don't know.
I don't know if it was Hull. I don't know if it was.
I don't know.
Something. It might have been Hull. I don't know.
You don't know.
I did report on it. I just don't remember.
Oh well,
if it was Hull or
let's look it up and we'll talk about it.
I'll look it up and we'll talk about it, but at some other time. But I did report on it. I did talk about it extensively.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
don't stop.
Okay,
stop.
I'm trying to find the word.
Yeah, it's not. You're not getting it. No, all I'm trying to say is that
a lot. I talked about it a lot.
You said it. You mentioned to us a lot. Okay. No, what I'm just trying to say in a nutshell is we should have MBTA boat service up to the North Shore, up to Everett, up to where the casino is, all the way up to Lynn, Malden, all those areas for that business district. Because I know my friend who lives in Hull would take a boat, would go right up to the gut, hop on the boat, and then there could be a boat that it could be a boat that goes to Boston and then boom up to Everett, right? And then have a link, and that's why links are so important. So if you get off the boat, there's a link to the business district of Wellington and like 3 other places, and they just do that back and forth, even if it's a little bus.
And maybe you could go further with it. Or maybe you could go further with
you
it,
could
too.
go up to Lynn.
You could go up to
Salem, Lynn.
Yeah, Salem.
Lynn,
go up
Salem.
to the New Hampshire,
No,
Massachusetts line if you
I
wanted
think that's
to.
pushing it. I think Salem, Beverly,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
down to Hull.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Right.
Okay, but you have all those stops. You have Hull, you have Hingham, you have Quincy.
And it would be huge.
Right.
It would be a good thing for...
You have South Boston, you
Yeah.
have Rose Wharf,
Yeah.
you have Everett, where the casino is, down there. You go up a little bit further, you have Lynn, okay, and then you got Beverly and Salem, Beverly.
And that would be a big deal for...
But then you have
For a lot of people.
If they had a continuous loop, people would use it.
Yeah. Yep, and that would mean more people to those areas. And that would be huge. And that
Right,
would
because
be positive.
taking like I said, you say, oh, why not take the train? Well, you take the train, and then you got to get off, and then you got to take the subway. Then you have to, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
They might as well just get in and drive.
Mm-hmm.
But if they know they can go, hop on a boat, and they could be, say, at their area probably in 45 minutes or whatever, or even an hour, and then they could take a link to their area, which will take another 20 minutes. All right, that's your drive if there's no traffic. But coming home when there's traffic, believe me, you're looking forward to that nice leisurely ride home.
Yes.
All right,
Absolutely.
and it's off the road, and I think it could work. But it's all advertising. It's just pushing the product. They got to do a better job pushing the product, pushing what they have. The T has to, again, the New York Metro subway. They have a spokesman who's been talking about East Side Access for years, and this guy is like a smoothest salesman you ever meet. He just knows how to talk. He's Guy Smiley, and they have him. And I think the T should have a figurehead like him, somebody who talks about who just can sell it, who can just sell it in layman's term. He can just sell it. And that's what they need. They need some marketing, some PR, and they need people need to get the information out. But I really think break out the boats, break out the rafts.
All right, 7:37 a.m. We're going to take a quick commercial break, a couple of minutes early. And when we come back, we'll have some more time to talk about some local stuff. We have election information that we want to get out there to everybody. There's an upcoming election in just a couple of weeks. We'll talk about polling places where you can go vote. We're going to talk about what is on the ballot, what positions are on the ballot when it comes to voting. And also, we're going to talk about dog licenses, because the deadline for that is coming up in just a couple of days, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some other events coming up as well. And also, at the end of the show, we'll also have our Today in History. Actually, we might do that at the beginning of this upcoming segment, because our Today in History is long. I have a lot of birthdays. I think I have like 6 or something. I don't know. I have a lot of birthdays, but we'll do that when we come back here on Middleborough in Review on 1530 AM and 99.7 FM WVBF. Try that again. There we go.
I can't even say it. Existential.
What?
You tried to say that word. Existentially or whatever. I can't even say it. You just did.
That's not what I was looking
What were
for.
you looking for? You botched that hard. They made fun of it,
Whatever.
They make fun of you. You laugh at
I don't know. I just... I was looking for something and it didn't work, so... Moving on. Moving on. Moving on.
Any bites on the phone?
A couple people tuning in. I don't know who. It's not telling me, but a couple people tuning in. Today. One person is watching. Good morning. Good morning to the person who is watching the Facebook Live today.
As it used to be. And that's why it is important for people age 65
I guess Billy likes the show.
to get a booster dose of vaccine. Boosters are a standard way of
Not
reminding our
next week, but the week after, we will have our 3-year anniversary show.
Is it on a Sunday?
It's not. No,
No?
it's not. Oh,
When
the
was it?
7th. The 7th's not on a Sunday.
Was
this
it the
year.
7th we started, or they bump it up?
It's the It was the 7th.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was the 7th that we started. April 7th, 2019. But April 7th does not fall on a Sunday
It
this year.
should show on a Wednesday, right?
I think so. I think it's a Wednesday.
A
So I
Wednesday,
think April
Wednesday,
3rd.
Thursday, depending if we had a leap year.
I think April 3rd is the Sunday, the first Sunday in April. Yeah, April 3rd, I believe, is the first Sunday in April. So that's when we will have our anniversary program. Not the 10th, because it'll be after the fact.
This can take many forms and include many of the following programs: utilities and rent assistance, agency referrals,
It's on a Thursday.
clothing and
It's on Thursday.
Yeah, there must have
So
been a leap year in between the three years we
April
had.
3rd. April 3rd. I think April 3rd is a Sunday.
Yeah, but the 7th, so we could have it on the 10th.
On the 10th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That way it's 3 years plus. You know what I mean?
Okay,
You
yeah,
do
we
3
could do
years.
it on the 10th. So 3 weeks from now. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, you want to tell your audience.
I'm gonna tell my audience right now, and I'm also gonna tell my audience about some programming stuff too. 3, 2, 1, 0. And we're back here on Middleborough in review for the 20th of March. I want to let everyone know that today, coming up after us, we will have Bread of Life, 8:05 to 8:35. We'll have Bread of Life. That's usually when that airs. And then we will have the Rosary after that at 8:30, 8:35. And then after that, 9 o'clock, we will have Medicare Moment with Martha. 9:30, Keys of the Kingdom. 10 o'clock, All on God with Edna Isaac. 11 o'clock, Musical Odyssey with Ed Sutka. 12 to 2, we will have Sounds of the Emerald Isle, but it will be a repeat show. It will be a pre-recorded program. I will be running the CD today. Jim is out. He'll be back next week, hopefully, next week. And so today I will be running a pre-recorded program. There you go.
You just said that.
Yes, I'm just
You gotta say it.
making sure
You gotta say
I say it
You
again.
gotta say it 4 more times.
So, again, one more time. Sounds of the Emerald Isle will be a pre-recorded program today. And then after that, Stand Up Strong with Ed and Tony Branch.
No.
Bishop Tony
No.
Branch.
There you go.
Bishop Tony Branch. I keep
right.
forgetting to say that.
If
Bishop Tony Branch.
If Chris says it on his advertising for the show, because
Yeah.
Chris does advertising for that show, he says Bishop Tony Branch.
Yes.
You
So-
always have
so-
to say that's what.
That's what's coming up.
Okay.
That's what's
Ed
coming
Miller,
up today.
Ed Miller and Bishop Tony Branch.
That's what's coming up today. 3 weeks from today, at 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., April 10th, we will have Middleborough in Review, our 3-year anniversary show, or, pretty close to 3-year, just off by a couple of days. April 7th happens to fall on a Thursday this year. Unfortunately, that's not a Sunday. I will be on the air on Thursday, April 7th, with Middleborough Matters. So maybe I'll mention something during that. I don't know. Maybe. Sure I will. I'll mention about Middleborough and
I'm sure you'll say Middleborough.
3-year.
I'm sure you'll say Middleborough in Review by accident. So
Yes,
you might-
I have.
you might
Anyone
get
who has
that.
watched, that, anyone who has listened to Middleborough Matters might have caught that I have said Middleborough in review a couple of times. So
You said it once last week.
I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm a stickler. Yeah, I'm listening to the radio.
Anyway, so that's what's coming up. April 10th, it will be the 3-year anniversary show of Middleborough in review, so that's exciting.
That is exciting.
All right, today in history real quick, because we have a lot, and I want to get to it a little early.
Yeah, you don't want to rush it, right?
Yes. 1760, the Great Boston Fire of 1760 destroys 349 buildings. 1922, the USS Langley is commissioned as the first United States Navy aircraft carrier. That was today in 1922. So 100 years ago today, the first U.S. Navy aircraft carrier was commissioned.
I think it was all wood. The deck was wood.
Yeah. 1985, Libby Riddles becomes the first woman to win the 1,135-mile Iditarod Trail sled dog race. 1985 as well, the same day, Canadian paraplegic athlete and humanitarian Rick Hansen begins his circumnavigation of the globe in a wheelchair in the name of spinal cord injury medical research.
Wow.
Birthdays today. Ray Goulding, his birthday is today. American actor and screenwriter. His birthday, he would have been 100 today. Fred Rogers' birthday, 1928 on this day. American television host and producer. 1945, Pat Riley, American basketball player and coach. Bobby Orr's birthday is today. Born on this day in 1948, one of the best hockey players out there. He really was.
It's funny too.
A great player.
Those guys didn't wear helmets either back in the early 70s.
Yeah, he is responsible for one of the most iconic game-winning goals in Bruins history, and really in NHL history. The picture of that is extremely famous. I think there's a statue of that as well, of him diving. There's a statue of him diving during that goal as well. So it's a pretty important goal in NHL history, that goal.
I think I might have met him
scored
when I was younger, but I don't remember because my mother was good friends with Bobby Orr. She worked, I believe, at a restaurant at the Garden, or somewhere near there, and they became friends. And yeah.
All right, 1950, born on this day, Carl Palmer, born on this day in 1950.
Yeah.
He's 72.
Emerson Lake and Palmer.
Yeah.
He's the only one left.
He's the only one who is still alive, yeah. He's 72 today. 1951, Jimmy Vaughn, American blues rock singer, songwriter, and guitarist, born on this day in 1951. Deaths on this day. March 20th, 2010, Stuart Udall, American soldier, lawyer, and politician, 37th United States Secretary of the Interior. Many people may know that last name. His son was also in politics as well. 2020, Kenny Rogers passed away. He's an American singer. He passed away 2 years ago today. A really amazing singer. Don, your thoughts about Kenny Rogers?
What's not to like about Kenny Rogers? It's a soundtrack of your life, I think. The songs he did. You'll always remember the songs. The Gambler. She Believed in Me. That's such a beautiful. She Believed in Me. I can't sing it because you'd be throwing Rotten Tomatoes at me if I started singing. But no, I've always liked Kenny Rogers. Even growing up and listening to the heavier edge music, I always liked the mellower folk and song, soft rock songs, because they tell a story. So yeah, that's yeah.
Okay, that is our Today in Histories and Birthdays and Deaths for today. And we have about 10 minutes. We're going to talk a little bit about elections.
And dog licenses too, right?
And dog licenses,
yeah.
Yes. We're going to have that as well. So our next election in Middleborough will be an annual town election, which will be April 2nd, 2022. And polling hours for that, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on April 2nd. The elections, the positions for that are as follows. Board of Selectmen. There are 2 selectmen for 3 years that are up for re-election. And actually, before I continue, hold on one second. Before I continue, because I almost forgot to do this, the polling places. Precinct 1, Oak Point Clubhouse, 202 Oak Point Drive in Middleborough. Precincts 2, 4, and 6, Middleborough High School, 71 East Grove Street. Precinct 3, South Middleborough Fire Station, 566 Wareham Street. Precinct 5 and 5A, Council on Aging, 558 Plymouth Street. Precinct 7 and 7A is John T. Nichols Jr., Middle School, 112 Tiger Drive. All right, so that is where the places to go vote are. Board of Selectmen, 2 selectmen for 3 years. Incumbents, Leilani Delpy and Arthur Battistini are the incumbents. Gas and Electric Commissioners, 2 commissioners for 3 years. 2 incumbents, Daniel E. Farley and Thomas E. Murphy. School Committee, 2 school committee members for 3 years. Incumbents, Gregory Stevens and Richard Peter Oakley Jr. Board of Assessors, 1 assessor for 1 year until 2023, and that is a balance of an unexpired term. Incumbent, Frederick E. Ayers Jr. 1 assessor for 3 years. Incumbent, Barbara J. Erickson. Finance Committee, 3 Finance Committee members for 3 years. Incumbents, Christopher John Belkin, Ryan Matthew Downey, and William Miles Asmussen. 1 Finance Committee member for 2 years until 2024, which is a balance of an unexpired term. Incumbent, Paula Emerson Fay, and 1 committee member, Finance Committee member for 1 year until 2023, which is another balance of an unexpired term. Incumbent, Charlene Federowitz. Planning Board, 1 member for 5 years. Incumbent, Tracy L. Greg McGee. Park Commissioners, 1 Park Commissioner for 3 years. And the incumbent is William J. Ferdinand. All right, so those are the positions that are going to be on the ballot.
And that's a Saturday vote, right?
That Saturday vote, April 2nd, yes. Yep. Also coming up on the deadline, because the deadline is March 31st for the registration period, is dog licenses. Dog licenses. The calendar, it is a registration period of a calendar year, January 1st to 31st, but the town of Middleborough allows a 3-month grace period to renew your dog licenses, January 1st to 31st of March. Dog licenses licensed on April 1st to the 30th will be assessed a late fee of $10 per dog. Dog licenses not renewed by the 1st of May are subject to a $50 fine. Late fees and citation fees are in addition to dog license fees. And also for new dogs may still be licensed at any time without incurring a late fee. What you need for documentation is certificate of current rabies vaccination, certificate of spraying and neutering, dog license payment made payable to Town of Middleborough, including self-addressed stamped envelope. And you can submit the payment through the mail or stop by the town clerk's office Monday through Friday, 8:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that is dog licenses. Very important to do that as well. And I also think they do send those out to everybody in the town because we did receive one. We don't have a dog. Our family does not have a dog, but we did receive one. We did receive, the paperwork.
Check no and send it back.
And if you do not have a dog, you have to check no and then send it back. So that is that. And Dawn, what else is going on as I grab one piece of information real quick?
Oh, nah. Nothing. What do you got to talk about now? I mean, you did everything else. It's funny. Now you're not rushing out the door with all your information. You did all your birthdays and all your history stuff at a timely manner.
So we have at the Oliver Mill Park, we're going to have the Herring Run Festival coming up April 9th and 10th, Saturday and Sunday, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that, again, is at Oliver Mill Park. And that is on Damascus Street and Route 44. The festival will include merchant and food vendors, games, exhibits, demonstration, music, and much, much more. Hopefully the herring come out as well.
Well, Karen said they were running when she talked to you on Thursday.
Yes. So they are. They're there.
They're out there.
Okay, so I had forgotten about that. So, yes, they are there.
I didn't forget. How do you forget?
Thursday to Sunday.
I was listening. I listened.
I remembered the interview. I'm just saying I don't remember everything that was said.
I listened to everything.
But anyway, moving on. So that is good. So you will see herring out there when the Herring Run Festival happens on the 9th and 10th. Free admission and free shuttle buses, or choose $5 paid parking at 99 North Street. Free parking at Middleborough Town Hall. Free parking at the Council on Aging, 558 Plymouth Street in Middleborough. And you can find out more by visiting discovermiddleborough.com or call 508-946-2402.
And the walk from Town Hall to the Herring Run area, it's not a bad walk. Won't take it long, but definitely need a shuttle bus from the Council on Aging anyway, for sure. But I think they have more spots. I think. I think the City Hall of the Town Hall will they'll fill up fast.
Yes.
Because it's just walking distance.
It is. It's within walking distance. It's
right.
Not that bad.
Right.
Also coming up, blood drives. Friday, March 25th, 2022 at Coannet Community Health Center, 5 Waller Kruger Way in Bridgewater, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And on Thursday, March 31st, 2022, St. Anne's Church, 660 North Main Street, Raynham, Mass, 2 a.m. to 7 p.m. So blood drives.
2 p.m. 2 a.m.?
Did I say 2 a.m.?
You did say 2 a.m.
2 p.m. 2 p.m.
I
apologize if I said a.m. 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. And that is the Raynham.
Alright, because I don't want some guy out there at 2 a.m. saying this.
Oh, that would be bad. That would be very bad.
They'll call you the next day. So you said it was going to be open 2 a.m.
That would be bad.
Yeah,
I apologize if I
There's always one guy who's going to be there at 2 a.m. I have a friend who's like that. Believe me, he'll be there at 2 a.m. You said 2 a.m.
I apologize if I did. Anyway.
I don't miss a thing. I don't miss anything.
So that'll pretty much do it for today's program here. A little early. So fill out here for the minute.
Hey, quick question,
yes.
Joey. As far as the dog licenses,
yes,
you got to keep reminding people?
I will remind people on Thursday, and I will remind people next Saturday.
Yeah.
Next Sunday, sorry.
Because you hate to see people get hit with a $50 fine.
Yeah, and I'll probably, maybe I'll talk about it in April too.
Yeah, because May 1st is
May 1st is when the $50 citation goes out.
And it's like excise.
Or, well, when after that.
Right, and it's like, and really, pay excise tax too, because...
Yes, absolutely.
Because if you come late on that, it's the meat is running,
and
it's a lot of money. So I paid mine this week. You took care of it for me. You went up to the third annex room.
Yes.
There on the third floor, and they took good care of you.
All right.
So it was good. So,
all right. So that will do it for today's program.
Yeah, it will. Talk about eight on the money. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you.
Barry Sanders will be proud of you because he's like 30 seconds, 30 seconds, Mark, 30 seconds. You know?
So I am Joe Dog Driscoll, and Don across from me. I just have a nickname yet. We'll work on it. We'll work on it with Barry. Anyway, 8 a.m. Thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you everyone.
We'll be back next week. Enjoy your week, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.